Hi, everyone. Thank you for our second presentation with regards to AXenS and our upcoming project, of which we are all very excited about. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us on our second call with regards to AXenS. We are extremely excited about our project and are eager to share with you the updates as well as a short presentation like we did last time. My name is Samson Asefa. I'm the CEO of AXenS. We do have the different team members which are also on board, so we will be more than happy to take your questions afterwards. As we have said before, AXenS is a forward-thinking blockchain business-to-business platform, which was conceived, I would say, about a year ago. The discussions were started amongst our partners and a group of 6-7 commodities trading firms and 2 or 3 developers. We are now very well advanced, both in terms of the framework of the project, the actual blockchain technology which we're using, as well as signing up several partnerships along the way. Let me start with the first slide. This gives you a quick overview of AXenS. AXenS is a forward-thinking business-to-business platform, as I said before. We will strive to bring the most innovative, flexible, and accessible trade finance services to our customers, as well as a look-through supply chain management process. This has been able to come up thanks to the advent of blockchain and the different advantages that blockchain will give us along the way. The next slide shows you the opportunity set for AXenS. Again, as we said previously, we'll be focusing on SMEs, and especially within SMEs, we'll be focusing on the trade finance and factoring part of the loan. If you look at the world map, in essence, you can see that in all different parts of the world, especially with regards to emerging markets, more than 50% of SMEs are underserved by banks. Our goal is to address these particular small and medium enterprises. And in terms of doing it, we believe that through our blockchain technology, as well as our knowledge and our current existing business, we will be able to serve these enterprises in an efficient and timely manner so as they can actually conduct their export activities. The graph on the right is very interesting as it shows you the space in which we're in. It is the orange square, which shows the trade financing factoring part. That is what we call meso credit, which addresses small and medium enterprises. This part of the financing sector is highly underserved. As you can see, for large enterprises, you have the banks, the private equity firms, and for the small micro firms, you have well-established microfinance marketplace. We will try to address the medium to small businesses, and especially we will be looking at short-term loans with regards to trade finance, which usually lasts between 2 and 3 months, and in most cases are collateralized either through a purchase order from the actual buyer or in some cases the actual underlying product itself. The next slide really shows you where we stand out. Top part shows you the traditional financing which we currently see around different institutions, while below you see the actual transaction data-driven finance, which we will be aspiring to do. In essence, what we're trying to do is have a look through into the supply chain management system. We can do this through blockchain, and the transparency it gives us, as well as having one central place of truth where all the different nodes, in this case, the different nodes within a specific block would be the different stakeholders that you see. And then we can actually provide financing in a granular fashion at different parts and different segments of the actual supply chain. Take a look, study this particular graph as it really is the essence of what we're doing. Next slide shows you why supply chain finance and trade finance is important, and especially to have efficient supply chain finance within the framework of exports. On the left side, you can see the benefits for the actual supplier. Again, it allows it to reduce the cost of working capital. It allows a lot more flexibility in the use of cash flow. It avoids any permanent delays with regards to the actual delivery of the product. And of course, it allows funding based on the quantum of the purchase orders. On the right side, you can see the advantages and the key benefits for small and medium buyers. Again, it all comes down to the flexibility that we can provide different buyers in terms of being able to access products that they need in a timely manner without putting too much leverage on their balance sheet. This is a graph that I showed you on the previous presentation also. This is the traditional supply chain management environment. This really boils down to the heart of what we're doing and what we're trying to simplify, make more efficient, and that much more less costly for our clients. Again, you can see all the different processes starting from the supplier side in terms of the different steps a product goes through with regards to logistics, freight forwarding, the controllers, and so forth, all the way to the actual buyer. Now, this particular process requires a ton of paperwork, actual confirmations and validation of different types of certifications, paperwork, the actual interaction with a bank with regards to financing, and you name it. So all these different stakeholders would require a ton of back and forth, paperwork, communication. With all that, we will try and insert significant efficiency into the system by providing this. So this is our framework, the core of AXenS. In essence, what we will do is have one place of truth, one place where all the different nodes or stakeholders will be able to connect. And through efficient KYC, the digitalization of different documents, which can be easily verified, smart contracts, which will address conditionalities on letters of credit, on assay reports, and other requirements on one platform, allows it to be extremely efficient, will allow us to flow a lot more faster, and make it that much more or less costly. Next slide shows your blockchain technology. All the way on the right is Xnotes. You can see the different particularities of our technology compared to Ethereum, Bitcoin, and of course fiat currencies. I think one thing that really stands out with Xnotes technology, its flexibility and its configurability compared to the other blockchain technologies that are out there. I'll let you take a close look at that, and if you have any questions, we can address them at the end of the presentation. The next slide shows you our currency and its attributes. Again, it's on the far right of your screen in blue. I may have said far left here, so far right for our blockchain technology, going back to the slide before. So with regards to the actual coin, our coin, again, has no, really depends on the underlying asset class. It's centralized, delegated, or can actually be decentralized as well. Again, I'll let you guys look through the different attributes of our currency, our cryptocurrency, and we're more than happy to take any questions at the end. The advantages of blockchain, I guess a key question that always comes up is your particular platform relevant for blockchain, and how blockchain can actually alter or be a huge benefit to your particular project. And yes, in here you can see 4 succinct points on how blockchain and our blockchain technology can improve AXenS Platform. First, as you can see, traceability. Second is compliance, flexibility, and stakeholder management. These again are addressed by the bottom section. If you look at it, we have auditability, where blockchain provides a full audit trail of data, creating an everlasting means to record along a supply chain. We have immutability, in essence, timestamped and tamper-proof in terms of the access of documentation that we have. We have smart contracts in place, again, to be able to automate many conditional functionalities, whether it be conditions on a letter of credit, assay reports. And finally, we have the disintermediation, which blockchain enables peer-to-peer interactions, which can be trusted based on digital signatures. This essentially spells out the different advantages that we have by using our technology and by putting our business onto a blockchain platform. Again, we want to emphasize more advantages that we have through blockchain. It really allows us, through its look-through capability, to use account receivables as tradable assets. It reduces the cost of a supply chain management process by allowing greater flexibility on the loans that we can also provide. The level of interest rates and the duration of loans will be commensurate with the different counterparty capabilities and regions that we work in. Smart contracts, as I said, will automate different parts of the interaction we have with the different stakeholders. And ultimately, our goal is to enable the tokenization of loans. Hence, a loan can be tokenized and traded, which will give us more liquidity in otherwise illiquid assets. This shows you the timeline pre-ICO. As you can see, we are now in the phase of approaching the pre-ICO investments. The pre-sale will start 1st of April. We'll go on for 2 weeks. After that, we'll have our full ICO. So we're very excited, and we're ramping up towards this stage. As we have ramped up our marketing of late, and we're very, very pleased with the results until now. Telegram is 10,000 strong in terms of followers. We have our Twitter, which now has and is counting above 4,000 followers, and different social media sites have seen significant increase in terms of viewership and following. The ICO Terms Structure, we've gotten a lot of questions about this. We are very ambitious with regards to what we plan to raise. Having said that, I think it's absolutely feasible. $50 million, from which 65% will be going towards the lending business. Lending is at the core of our business, essentially trade finance, short-term duration, with low interest rates, and collateralized through the product or any instrument that is used within the transaction. So the symbol for our crypto is AXS. Technology is AXenS. We've decided to do our ICO on the Stellar platform. Several advantages to that. You can have a look at our one-pager or our white paper with regards to the different advantages we can get by using Stellar as our platform. Again, we've seen significant interest already within the pre-sale and private sale. Pre-sale starts April 1st and goes up to April 16th. On April 16th, we'll start our ICO. Private sales will start next week. Bonus structure will depend on the level of investment as well as the timing. In terms of currencies which are acceptable for our ICO, Lumens, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and several different fiat currencies. Next slide shows you our 1-year roadmap. Left side is the technical development. On the right side is the business development. From a technical perspective, our blockchain technology was initially conceived with supply chain in mind, so we're well ahead in terms of development. 2 keynotes that we will be addressing is connecting our blockchain technology to the back end of SAP's ERP systems. We have engaged Snap, which are specialists in this field, and are currently putting up a framework in terms of how and when this can be done. Work will be starting very soon. We've chosen SAP because of its flexibility and the different functionalities which match up with our blockchain technology. On the front end, we'll be using an internet user interface, which can be accessed through laptops or any mobile devices. People working on our front end are Conjure. Conjure is an award-winning developer. They have blue chip clients such as Jaguar, with whom they've received an award. We also have Forge GT, Tails, and numerous other blue chip customers which have used their services. On the business side, again, a great thing that makes us stand out is we're a consortium of commodity traders which have started this platform, and hence we currently are all in the business of trade finance, commodities trading, and supply chain management. So we really are using blockchain for what I believe it's really meant for, really leveraging an existing business in order to provide it with a lot more efficiency, cost effectiveness, and that much more safety. So we're working on onboarding different providers onto our platform. Again, we already have about 8 to 10 commodity traders which are which will be primary residents on our platform, and because of our pre-existing business activities, most of these firms have been in this business for over 6 to 10 years. We should be able to start day one in terms of activities and putting our capital to use. I figured what would be very important is to look at actual examples of transactions and also actual usage of the actual platform. I think this is what's missing in many of these projects. And these are actual real-life examples which have occurred to Sway Capital or our partners in terms of activities within the global trade space. Let us start with the first one. This was actually a transaction which we were not able to complete a year and a half ago. And again, it's something that this blockchain platform, AXenS, could have addressed and would have addressed, and would have been able to complete this particular transaction. Just to put up the framework, we had a seller, which was a Peruvian mine. The buyer was a Chinese entity, which wanted the actual iron ore, in this case, the product concerned, to be delivered to Shanghai port. Problem we run into was the fact that the seller did not have the actual financial capabilities nor the logistical wherewithal to take the actual iron ore to Shanghai port. This is something we've seen a lot. The Chinese buyer did not want to release its payments until the product had actually landed in China and they were able to do the verification themselves. Hence, the financing gap which exists between FOB and CIF. FOB meaning free on board. The seller is only willing to provide the product up to the port, and CIF, which stands for cost, insurance, and freight. The buyer, although willing to pay for transport all the way to his warehouse in her country, is not willing to shell out the cash until the product has arrived, but is willing to give a guarantee. This is where AXenS Platform comes in. We could use the letter of credit and the product itself as a guarantee and collateral in terms of providing the actual credit to the seller. We would also help them with regards to the actual physical supply chain support from the loading port to destination. We're capable of doing this thanks to our platform, which allows both transparency and traceability across the different segments of the supply chain. Hence, we have control and safety nets in place. The digitization of documents in one central place will allow quicker validation across the different stakeholders. And finally, but not least, a slight spelling mistake there, but smart contracts allows us to automate LC activation and payment, as well as the SARE results. Other examples where we can use our platform, in many cases we have performance bonds which are needed in different trade instances. I'll let you read the two examples here. The first one is with regards to government tenders and how they require a bank guarantee or a standby letter of credit in order to actually award a contract to a specific exporter. In most cases, the small, medium enterprises do not have a strong enough balance sheet to be able to provide a bank guarantee. We can come in, use the actual product as a collateral, take into account that we'll also take care of their supply management processes, and thus having somewhat of a control of the process can provide them with the desired credit. Pretty much the same thing. The second example that we have here, a lot of European buyers do want a safety net when buying from emerging market countries, and AXenS would ask for some sort of performance bond in order to ensure that any costs incurred while trying to buy the product is repaid if the product isn't finally delivered. Again, AXenS can come in here and provide the services needed. Last but not least, warehouse financing is something we can do. Again, a lot of Western buyers of metals and other products, in this specific case in East Africa, would require warehousing for safety purposes in internationally approved warehouses. AXenS can again come in and be able to both provide the logistics in terms of approved warehouses, as well as the actual supply chain management process through our platform. Again, the pre-financing of copper cathode, I think this is pretty straightforward. You can go through it. Any questions, let me know at the end. Finally, you can see the income for our platform. We have various means of various income streams, which is a combination of interest and loans that we provide, as well as a spread on the purchase sell price of the product. And secondly, all the services that are rendered through the platform for the physical supply chain management. So if we take a look at this more granularly, which you can do within the white paper, you can see that the sources of revenue are numerous. In most cases, they're fixed and consistent, allowing this platform to be, we hope, very efficient in terms of both cash flow, but as well as servicing our different customers. A quick look at why AXenS and why we believe we stand out. First and foremost, we do want to emphasize our team. We've just picked 3 or 4 brief biographies of some of the team members. First, we have the founder, which in this case is me, founder number 1, Samson Asefa. 20 years of financial experience in senior executive positions. I'm currently the managing partner of Sway Capital, which is a global physical commodities trading firm. We have been in the business for over 6-7 years. very active in terms of exporting products, commodities, whether it be basic or precious metals, as well as different other soft commodities from Africa and other emerging markets into the West. Our CIO is a PhD from physics, PhD in physics, sorry, from Caltech. He was formerly responsible for the nuclear operations of a nuclear submarine in the U.S. Navy. Is now principal of his own trading firm. Our other founder is currently head of transformative technology at Deloitte, France. He is also the creator of the winning blockchain award-winning technology, Xnotes blockchain, which we'll be using in our on our platform. Our advisor, Mark Munoz, is a PhD in management. He is currently the advisor at Harvard University for artificial intelligence. Also an award-winner author of multiple books and CEO of his own international finance firm. AXenS Partners. Below you can see a group of commodities trading and related firms which are already on the platform. All of them have extensive experience in physical commodities and other products trading world. And we have our developers, world-class developers, Conjure, which I've mentioned before, Xnotes, Snap, which is an SAP Silver member, and our experts in terms of plugging in our blockchain into the back-end infrastructure. Xnotes will be doing the actual blockchain. Conjure will be doing our user interface and user experience. I want to end up with this final chart. This really tells you what AXenS is all about. Left side, you have the different advantages, accessibility to the different stakeholders on a supply chain management process, velocity in terms of actual transactions, transparency, where we'll provide real-time traceability and immutability to the supply chain process, and of course, lower costs across the different supply chain processes. On the right, you'll see the services that we provide, accessible, bespoke, and cost-efficient trade finance loans. These loans tend to last between 2 to 3 months. In essence, from when the product is initially released from the seller and is finally arrives to the actual buyer and payment is effected. We're very, very proud of 2 other functionalities which we will provide, which is a secondary loan market in terms of providing liquidity to actual loans that are existing. If people want to opt out of the loan before a transaction is terminated or before a transaction actually is fulfilled till the end, they will have the possibility to exit through our secondary loan market. We have a syndication in place also, whereby risky deals can be addressed by numerous lenders which come together. And we will have dynamic collateral management for the different loans that will be providing. So take a look at this page. It really captures the essence of, on the left side, the different advantages we provide. On the right, services that we will be giving our customers. With that, I'd like to thank you for attending this presentation. I will open up the Q&A session. If anything, please follow us on our different social media platforms also. You have our website address. You have our Telegram channel address here, as well as our Twitter contacts. Thank you, everybody. And we are now ready for questions. Okay, just going to turn the camera on. And move to give me 1 second until I move to the actual YouTube channel so that I will be able to look at your questions and answer them at the same time. Just give me 1 second. While I move ahead to look at your questions, couple of things I would also like to mention is we have seen significant interest in our platform, and we're extremely happy about it. We will give further information on this as we go forward. But yes, our private sale will be opening up soon, and then we can take things from there. Okay, so in terms of questions, hi everybody. Just wanted to say hi. First question that we have is from Andrew. Andrew is asking whether we Andrew is asking, the white paper is a difficult read if you're not qualified but have a question. Again, Andrew, if I understood correctly, you tend to lend money in an intermediate scale to companies, but this money would be tokenized. Yes, Andrew. You more or less have the essence of our project. That is what we plan to do. Having said that, they are different. There are a lot more other functionalities within the platform. The key is, how do we plan to actually assess different loan seekers with regards to lending them capital. And again, what we will look at are not just the traditional parameters, but which are being looked at by banks. But thanks to our blockchain technology, we will be able to address the actual requirements of different participants by looking at the nature of their transaction, the framework of their transaction, and being able to have a look-through capability within the actual supply chain management process. Okay, we have another question here from Next question is from, let us see. Okay, now, are U.S. citizens allowed to invest? More likely yes than no. We're still working with our legal department in terms of addressing this particular issue, but we're working very, very hard in terms of allowing this to happen. So bear with us. We will let you know very soon in terms of actually whether or not the ICO will be running in the US. Let me see if there's any more questions. I'm going to check our chat channel also. If there are any more questions. Yeah, okay, we have one other question. Any more partnerships coming up for the platform? Yes, we have several new partnerships we'll be announcing along the way, both on the lender side. So the idea is to be able to populate our platform with not just AXenS Platform as the only lender, or the owners of AXenS as the only lenders, but to have other institutions and other partners which will come onto the platform, and will be able to provide loans using the capabilities and the advantages that AXenS has. So yes, that's something that we plan to do. Do we have any other questions? Let us check. Okay, that's an excellent question. Although I think I've answered part of it. This person is essentially asking, how do you plan to expand your business over time? Well, the key thing here, again, as I said before, is that we are an existing business, 8 or 9 different partners currently and growing, which have an ongoing business, which over time we will transpose onto our actual platform, right? And by doing this, I think the idea is that we essentially are transferring the revenue that we currently have onto the platform, and the platform should allow us to gain critical mass as well over time with the efficiency, transparency, and all the other numerous advantages that blockchain will bring to us. Do we have any more questions? Okay, guys, it looks like there are no more questions. If you do have any questions, please feel free to join us on our chat rooms on Telegram. Else, feel free to send us an email. I think I've showed you the different addresses. You can also go to our website. Our website is very comprehensive. We will be able to take on one-on-one questions as well, as I said, through Telegram or through email. We will have we'll continue our weekly Q&A. Next week we'll focus on the technical aspect of AXenS, and we will have some people now join us for this. All right, everybody. Thank you, and thank you for your support, and we hope to see you either in the private sale, which will be ongoing starting next week, the pre-sale April 1st, or the the actual ICO on April 16th. Until next week, thank you guys. Take care.